I had flown to Hulk Hogan's house, and because as we were talking about, we all knew the Hulk Hogan red and yellow, it wasn't working. He knew it, I knew it, everybody knew it. Somebody had to say something. That was my job. So I flew myself down to Hulk's, went to his house. I remember it was during the week. It was like a Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon. Got to his house about 1:30. Sat down. He had a case of beer waiting for me. We both liked to drink beer at the time. Excuse me. So I got to Hulk's house, and he takes me into his office. He's a big, beautiful 15,000 square foot home. We sit down in his office, and we start talking, and I pitched it. I said, Hulk, I got this idea. It really wasn't an idea. It was a half-assed idea. But I said, what if we turn you heel? Hulk sits back in his chair. He got that big-ass Fu Manchu. And when you see him do this, when he curls those lips up like he just ate something that tastes like and he strokes that Fu Manchu, you don't want to be around for what's next. He's stroking him. He's nodding his head. He leans forward, looks at his watch, said, brother, you'll never understand until you walk a mile in my red and yellow boots. And I got to go pick my kids up from school, so thanks for coming down. Let's go. And literally, as elegantly as I've ever been thrown out of anything or anywhere, elegantly invited me to leave, told me I could take the beer with me, by the way, which I did, just so you know. And I was gone. That was it. He did not want to have a conversation, not a syllable of a conversation about turning heel. That was 1 year earlier, 1 year prior to Scott Hall coming down. Okay, backtrack again. Scott Hall comes out. Kevin Nash shows up. Hulk Hogan's up doing a horrible freaking movie called Santa with Muscles. Had a budget of about $85,000, whatever it was. It's horrible. But anyway, it's a movie that's being filmed in California, and it's way up in the mountains. So it looked like the North Pole or something, like giant pine trees and stuff. It's supposed to look like a forest. So Hulk calls me up. This is after Kevin Nash showed up. Now we've teased the third guy. I've convinced Sting, which was not easy, by the way. It took me maybe a month or so of convincing, selling. But Sting's in. He's ready to go. I've got my idea. Everything's in place. I got a game plan. I get a phone call from Hulk. Hey, brother, any chance you could come out to California so we can talk about where I'm going to go for the rest of the year? I said, sure, not a problem. So I jumped out of a plane, flew out to California, got in a town car, headed up the mountain. Took about 8 hours to get there. It's midnight by the time I get to his movie set. I get to his because he was locked out. He couldn't leave. And it was very, very isolated. So I get to his trailer, and I'm beat. I flew from Atlanta to L.A. and drove for 3 or 4 hours, whatever it was, to get to the movie set. I get to his trailer, and he's sitting back in his trailer, and he's got a case of beer on ice, and he's got a box of Cuban cigars, and he's smoking one of them. I walk in, hey, brother, good to see you. We hug, whatever. Here's a beer. So now we shoot the for a few minutes. Then he leans forward, starts stroking that Fu Manchu. I'm thinking, now what? So, who's the third man? It's not what I expected. I didn't want to tell him. It's not that I didn't trust him. Well, let me be clear. I didn't think he would maliciously or intentionally spill the beans, divulge anything, but Hulk he's like any of us. He gets excited about something, he can't wait to talk about it. And sometimes his judgment, like he'll talk about something because he'll think he's in a room full of people he can trust? And chances are you can't. Somebody's going to say something either because they're stupid and they don't know any better, or because they're just excited and he can't wait to share it. That's human nature. I've done that myself a lot of times, by the way. I'm guilty of what I'm suggesting I was afraid Hulk might do, which is why I didn't want to tell him. But I can't say, sorry, Hulk, I'm not telling you. It's a secret. Not telling you. I couldn't do that. So I'm thinking on my feet, actually on my ass drinking a beer, but I said, who do you think it should be? Excusez-moi. So I did what most politicians do when they're confronted with a question they don't want to answer. They answer it with a question. And I said, who do you think it should be, Hulk? And he leaned forward again. He said, you're looking at him. No, that'll work. You know? And it was really, I'm having fun with it a little bit, but I'm about 70% right on the money with the way I just described that scene to you.